Well then, yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to ShootOut Champions League reaction. And as per usual, with this competition, we've got coffee to fuel us because my word, did Chelsea put us to sleep last night? We won. Don't get me wrong, that was fine. But Eunice, we need these this morning, don't we? Cheers to you, mate.
Cheers, mate. I mean, yeah, listen, I'm really appreciative of who invented coffee.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Like whoever's idea it was to just find those beans and grind it up and make, liquid out of it.
Have you heard of the luwak, the animal?
The luwak.
The luwak coffee.
No.
It's famous in Indonesia. So basically what happens is it's like a ferret-like animal. It's like a mixture between a rat and a ferret and a cat, basically, if they all merge together. And then what this thing does is it eats the beans, poops it out, and then there's a whole process that happens, and that's the coffee. Sensational. I'm not joking either. This is Education 101 with Gio Beno 196 over here.
Anyway.
Subscribe for more fun facts with George and Eunice every day, all right? Honestly, we have got... There's something appeared on my screen. But Arsenal, they're appearing on my screen. It's the wild rogue luwak. He's here. He knows he's being spoken about. But Arsenal are being spoken about. And they've won 3-1 in the San Siro, which, Dennis Wise scored an effing great goal in the San Siro.
San Siro, yeah.
And now Arsenal have got their San Siro moment. Liverpool had it earlier this season. I will say Inter Milan are nothing special, as they're 14th in the Champions League group phase. But Arsenal...
Class. Absolute class.
They were good, weren't they?
Yeah. Arsenal, props to you. Chapeau, as the French would say. They're just efficient. They're just absolutely efficient. They're serious. And the depth that they've got in their squad right now, even with the players that they turn to, it still maintains the level. Everything remains at a top standard. They go out, they kill. And even when they do concede, it's like, nah, mate, relax. Bosh.
Do you know what's crazy? Gabriel Jesus came in, scored 2 goals. He's been out of action for a while. I forgot he was even an Arsenal player, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then the guy who is kind of like struggling, unless he's playing against Chelsea, Victor Gyökeres comes on and scores.
It's a great goal.
Yeah. So I think, all in all, this is about as perfect as it could be if you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Like, to go to Inter Milan, score 3, never really look threatened. They were in control of this game. And this is something I see with Arsenal, right? People will talk about set-piece goals being a dominant topic of the season. They're never really, like, blistering. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they are constantly, like, hitting the crossbar, having shots 24/7. But they're just always in control. Yeah. They never look like faltering at any point. And again, like, it's Saliba and Mosquera, not Saliba and Gabriel. No problem. We got it covered. We got it sorted. Timber got a 5.8 rating on SofaScore, but I don't think these ratings tell any of a story. This was
they really don't.
Clinical from us.
They really don't. And we pointed this out in the manager video that we did. I think it was when I mentioned about SofaScore ratings. Sometimes it's just
Garnacho got a 7.5.
Mate, Pedro got 7.2.
Baffling. Truly baffling.
Anyway, we'll get to that. But no, Arsenal, you're completely right. But the fact that they've gone through this entire league phase, 7 games, 7 wins, 20 goals scored. It's joint highest with Bayern Munich and PSG, if I'm not mistaken. And they've conceded twice.
Just to remind everybody, as Prime Video Sport have, Arsenal have reached the knockout rounds of the Champions League 17 times. The same amount as Chelsea, by the way. They haven't won it, though. I just wanted to throw that in there because Prime Video were posting about Arsenal qualifying for the knockout phases as if this was a trophy. I want to remind you it's not done yet. Okay?
No, I will say this, though, when it comes to Arsenal. Well, finally, you mentioned that. That's something that we should learn from right now. Yeah, because the way we're moving. But that's Chelsea and its own thing. With Arsenal, this entire league phase, because in a group stage or like as it used to be or league phase now, it's very easy to go, oh no, but it's easy. When you look at the teams Arsenal have played this league phase and they've got that record, it's actually impressive. They've beaten Atletico Madrid, beaten Bayern Munich, beaten Inter Milan, and they've had other games which are, normal that you find in this part of the competition. It's literally a 10 out of 10. You can't do any better.
It's faultless.
Respect to Arsenal.
And they're still rotating. And we're going to have to do an Arsenal video, I think, this week, unfortunately, because it's ticking on now. Time is ticking, and I don't see quality across Europe. I mean, Real Madrid won 6-1.
Yep.
They could be back. We don't know. Bayern Munich, they won despite 10 men, I think, yesterday, quite convincingly. But Arsenal have already dismantled them, to be fair. I think we're in trouble. I really do.
But to be fair as well, and this is where, we'll have to do an Arsenal video here, because I think now people are anticipating what I think everyone is... What everyone's thinking, the big elephant in the room, I think needs to be mentioned now.
It's when you see a hurricane forming in the Atlantic Ocean and you're like, all
Category
right,
5.
this one's going to be bad, but how bad's it going to be?
Exactly. Yeah.
Get the sandbags out. We might actually have to do that at this point. But speaking of sandbags, there was no sandbags, but there was some snow, I believe, in Norway. Bodo Glimt 3, Man City 1. I want to say round of applause, mate.
Yeah, big up Bodo.
Because this is a team, right, who over the years they've collected scalps, which sounds a bit horrific,
Scalps.
Yeah, no, horrible thought really. Let's move on. But they've beaten some big teams, and they've been very unlucky in this competition. They lost to Juventus, conceded a late goal there, 91st minute to Weston McKennie. So Bodo Glimt beating Man City 3-1. They're probably still not gonna qualify, I don't think. And let me check actually. Maybe they will.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah, where are they in the standings right now?
Hang on.
They're in.
No, they're not.
No,
They're 28th.
no, they're not. They can still get in, but they're going to need a bit of a miracle.
They've drawn with Dortmund, drawn with Spurs, beaten Man City.
It's their first win of the competition.
There's a guy I need to talk to you about.
Go on.
We did this before, and if you remember this, then you're a proper shootouter. Jens Petter Hauge.
That's what we're going to call you guys from now on, by the way.
The Jens Petter Hauge clan. No, we're not. But this guy scores a worldie.
It's a great goal.
It's a sensational goal.
It's something straight out of FIFA.
It's a magnificent goal, and I think he did the same thing against Spurs. And I'm looking here, market value of 4.7 million euros, mate.
How old is he?
26, unfortunately. I know where you're going with that. But yeah, that rules him out of a Chelsea move, ladies and gentlemen. But we can praise Bodo Glimt all we like. Man City are now sat 11th in the Champions League group. They're level with PSG, Newcastle, Chelsea, Barcelona, and half of the flipping league who have got 13 points right now. But Man City are in trouble. And I think this is the twilight era of Pep Guardiola, to be honest. And I think maybe even just Pep Guardiola in club football in general. I think the game is going, if it isn't already gone. And Rodri sent off. I mean, what is he doing? 2 fouls in 2 minutes. This was a really poor night for Man City.
Yeah, overall it was. And it wasn't even a case of like, the red card came and then City lost out. No, City were already 3-0 down.
Yeah.
This is with Rodri on the pitch. This is why, look, this isn't one where you can just analyse it really easily. This player wasn't there, made all the difference. No, or one thing I will say, Mark Guehi can't come in quick enough.
Yeah, the defending, poor.
The defending is atrocious, and I think this is where Man City are getting let down. And Pep, not to say Pep needs to address it, I think technically they have addressed it. They just need the player to come in now and actually start playing. They need better structure defensively. Because everything else, we know it works for Man City, but they got picked apart. They got picked apart against United, and they've been picked apart against Bodo Glimt, and that's not an accident.
But I also think if Haaland's not firing, he had 14 touches of the ball, won 4, and missed 2 big chances. So the score could have been different on any other day.
Yeah.
But flipping heck, man, Haaland seems to have. I'm saying this now, and I actually hope that this changes this weekend. I hope that it's the curse of the commentator. Haaland's disappeared. We need him to come back so that we can hopefully stop this Arsenal revolution.
Yeah, because it feels like... Do you remember before City picked up form again? Prior to that, we were saying the way that City were playing was everything just via Haaland. And then it started to look like they were getting some sort of flexibility. and it was going through Ryan Shirky, a little bit of
Foden.
Doku, Foden popped up, and it was like, okay, now there's some, variability. Now it's like more than one person. It's kind of gone back to, oh crap, there's no Haaland, no party.
That's exactly what it was.
But at the same time, defensively, they're a mess. So they just all of a sudden look bang average.
But it's okay. You know why? Because the players have gathered together and they want to reimburse the Man City fans 25 quid each for the ticket.
You know what?
Probably cost everybody about 500 quid to go there. Cheers then, boys. Appreciate that.
I don't know what to make of that, right? Because at face value, I say fair play.
Do you know what would be really good? If they were like, no, do you know what? 250 quid each. More than the value of the ticket. Never going to happen.
But then, where is the line drawn, right? Because
300.
Because
350.
now you're starting to enter territory where it's so every bad performance fans get reimbursed, because that starts getting into very dark territory. Where do you draw the line?
We would be rich as Chelsea fans, mate.
Oh mate,
Bloody
we would be
hell.
minted.
All of you lot would be able to buy Chelsea. That's smart.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. That's what the protest needs to be. Forget all of this pathetic messaging that we have at these
Reimbursing.
protests. We want our ticket money back. Put all of that together, mate, and we could buy the club. Done. There's the title and thumbnail for this video, by the way. I'm joking.
No, but I mean, as a gesture, I guess fair play, because City don't have to do that.
Yeah, no.
Some people say, it's only 25 quid. But like I said, where do you draw the line? I think with a performance like that, fair play.
Yeah, it's £15 for a pint of Guinness in Norway.
Is
Baffling. Yeah. In Oslo, I went there on Norwegian National Day once. Went to the pub, bought a round, didn't buy any more. Honestly, 15 quid for a pint of Guinness. That's a con. But City is struggling. They're 11th in the group. Bodo Glimt. Can you qualify? You could. You might do.
Are they going to get a playoff spot?
Probably
it seems
not.
Who does City play next?
City have got Galatasaray at home, which is actually a bit of a banana
What's it,
skin,
man?
to be honest. And Bodo Glimt go to Atletico Madrid, which, to be fair, maybe.
Going to be interesting to see who gets straight into the top 8 and who doesn't.
Mate, honestly, next week, Champions League is a big one. Next week's Champions League predictions will be a corker.
Yeah.
But let's move now into Tottenham. We had a little funny feeling about this one, didn't we?
We did.
We both sat here and we said, you know what? I think they're going to show up. But I will say this. Both of the goals are kind of hilarious because first one, Wilson Odobert has decided he wants to try and rifle it top bins, completely screws it up, but sets himself up for the cross that Romero converts. And then Dominic Solanke.
If that's not the flukiest finish I think I've ever seen.
And then he gets the ball, puts it on. That's the most Tottenham thing I've ever seen too. He gets the ball, puts it under his top. What are you doing?
It's the best, worst goal I think I've ever seen.
You've nailed that. That's absolutely it.
It's the best, worst, because it's come across and it looks like he's attempted the back heel, but he's not attempted the back heel. It's hit his leg, hit his other foot, hit his back heel to go and hit the post and go in.
He looks like he's just spent 7 hours in Munich at Oktoberfest and then gone and tried to score a goal.
Yeah, the ball's hit him.
Yeah, for real.
And it's done that and it's gone in and he's taken the credit for it. I mean, great goal, but crap goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Spurs
Spurs
that
will
makes
take it,
sense.
though. They're 5th. They're 14 points. They're the only team on 14 points.
They showed up.
Mate, to be honest, to Tottenham, fair play, because the Premier League, again, it's the same as last season, really, isn't it? It doesn't matter who you got. Ange Postecoglou or Ange Postecoglou or Thomas, to be frank. He's doing all right.
The Frank engine.
Yeah, no, they're doing fine.
They're doing fine in Europe.
Yeah.
I suspect Tottenham, at this rate, will probably get to a quarter-final and then get destroyed. That's like how it's probably going to go for Tottenham. Because they're not going to win the Champions League, lads. This ain't the Europa League. Relax.
Chelsea in the round of 16.
Oh, God.
I'm calling it now.
No, we ain't doing that round here.
No, we'll beat them. Be fine.
I know we'll beat them.
And then by that point, we're like, oh, go on in, and we'll win the Champions League.
And then something mad will happen.
Something mad will happen.
We'll see how far Tottenham are going to go. But I totally expect now them to go and play Burnley and to struggle. And we will do Premier League predictions. Make sure you guys are here for that.
Tomorrow. Stay tuned. Chelsea 1, Paphos 0.
Are you awake?
Bro.
Why do you think we need these? Yeah.
This is my second
Why
one
do you
since
think
I've
we
sat
need
here.
these? This, like I've said, respect to coffee.
Yeah.
And we needed a lot of it last night because that was. I want to address something.
Please do.
People that are saying it's a win, chill.
I'm saying that.
Yeah,
So you're talking to me now.
it is a win.
Thank you.
However, I cannot deny what we witnessed. It was a snooze fest.
Eunice's thumbnail, by the way, is the funniest thumbnail I've ever seen. You're going to have to send me this. I want to put this in the video now. Watch this match review purely for this thumbnail. This is golden. Mate.
It should have been routine, right?
Should have been.
And when you look statistically and you go, if you didn't watch the game and you look at the stats, you go, bloody hell, they destroyed Paphos. Nah.
I'd love to be optimistic as well, but I can't help but think, right? Particularly if you're going to be so dominant the way that Chelsea were dominant.
Yes.
That's a truthful statement. Objective facts. But the guys at the front, Neto, Garnacho, Delap, awful. Shocking. Like, actually disgracefully bad.
A lot of the game was, look, Paphos did nothing. Absolutely nothing. And that's where some people would look and go, okay, you know what? That's where the credit needs to be given because they were a low block and they were just sitting back and they weren't doing much and we had to get past. But again, I am sorry. The quality that we're meant to have, right, or the levels that we're meant to be at, and we're at home, there's no excuse to not put 2 or 3 past a team like Paphos.
Yeah.
It's Paphos, with all due respect, right? The dominance was there, but in the end of the day, we didn't show too much for it. People are going to turn and say, okay, no, Chelsea had 14 shots or wherever it was. Yeah, we did. How many of them were actual chances? 2.
The keeper made some very good saves, to be fair.
Exactly.
I
That's
think
when the keeper
Esteval's
came
volley
out for
was
the
good.
saves. Yeah.
That would have been a lovely goal, actually. That Enzo Fernandez little clip ball. But that, for
100%.
me, is the biggest talking point about this game was who wasn't on the pitch. Palmer injured again.
Yep.
I mean, is he injured again? Rossignol said afterwards that it's got nothing to do with the groin. Why do I not believe a word that's coming out of this football club anymore?
No.
Which is really frustrating and unfortunate because I don't want to be coming on YouTube or Twitter or anywhere and constantly being skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I want to do, but I can't help but think we're hiding something serious with Cole Palmer.
Again, the track record speaks for itself. When you
Yeah.
know how it works and how things are put out, especially, I don't know how other clubs function, but on the Chelsea end and with journalists and what pops out, we know more than we know about other teams and how it functions. Probably the same for some other teams too, but we know how it is with us. You cannot believe it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And Esteval not starting as well. Like, what's going on there? It's actually a funny clip of him when he arrives. Have you seen this?
I've seen it, yeah.
And
He sees the rain, he's like-
he's like, oh dear.
I'm going back in.
I don't think so.
And the guy, I don't know his name, but he's a prominent figure with the security staff.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
he sees him and he's just like,
Yeah, David Luiz went and hugged that guy, didn't he?
yeah, he did. Yeah, David Luiz we didn't see, I got at that.
To be
But
fair, I think he was injured from the weekend. So there was
He was
a
a
little
doubt.
knock that he got,
yeah,
but he didn't feature. But fair play to Paphos. They came with a game plan. They
Yeah.
knew they weren't going to be able to come and outplay Chelsea. And they frustrated us. They absolutely frustrated me. And I don't want to just moan, but that was boring. Just call it what it is. It was boring.
yeah. A game like this, I don't want to. This is why, I say what I'm saying. I don't want to go into the territory of just painting this as everything was great, because you do that against a better team.
This time next week, Napoli?
Thank you. If we get a 1-0 at Napoli, right?
Yes. Have it.
And some people will turn and go, okay, Paphos did beat Napoli, right?
Did they?
Yeah, apparently so.
What? Oh, mate.
Yeah. Let's yeah.
If we don't beat them, Napoli next week, my word. Inquest. No, it's going to be a tough game. They have to win Napoli next week, to be fair. So, I think, yeah. Did Paphos beat them?
No. Sorry. No, they didn't.
Just throwing
They
shade
didn't.
on Napoli
They
here
didn't.
for no reason.
Sorry, Napoli. I take that back.
What was the score?
No, because there was a few comments mentioning that. No. They didn't play Napoli. They drew 2-2 to Monaco. They beat Villarreal. They got destroyed to Bayern Munich. Tells you what you need to know. They drew to Olympiacos. Lost to Juve, and then lost to us.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah. But when you're looking at a team like Napoli, Antonio Conte, that stature at least, and they've been struggling to be fair, but that's at least, that's a sort of game where you can, not even not put in a great performance, get a result and say, yeah, you know what, I'll take that 100% job done. But we got to set some levels round here.
Napoli need it as well. They've only scored 7 in 7 in the Champions League. Yeah. They're 25th right now, so they have to win. If they do win, they go through to the playoff.
It's going to be a game full of, well, from Napoli's end, intensity, urgency,
hostility.
And this is where we need to bring that same energy, which was not there yesterday.
We need to grow up, one would say. Let's see if we can. Be here next week for it.
Yep.
Marseille 0, Liverpool 3, convincing from Liverpool. This is a big game for them as well because this was a 6-pointer. They could have been level with Marseille. Yeah. Instead, they're 6 points clear of them. And Liverpool are pretty much guaranteed now to finish in the top 8, which, considering the season that they've had, the chaos that's ensued, would be a big success, I think.
Yep.
Good win, this.
Listen, it's a great win for Liverpool. I anticipated that Liverpool would struggle here. I probably gave Marseille too much credit. And just went, and you know what? I reckon Marseille will give them a game. Liverpool, disciplined overall. Didn't look very threatened by Marseille. A couple of moments. Specifically, we see how Greenwood was playing, and we see a couple of chances that Marseille should have tucked away and they didn't. But Liverpool disciplined, great free kick.
Yeah, fantastic. And do you know what's really exciting about that? Exciting? No, wrong word. It's not exciting. Really smart.
It was.
Florian Wirtz, if you see him, when Szoboszlai takes the shot, he's always looking at the floor, watching the ball. He knows what he's going to do. And then Szoboszlai's celebration, he's like this. He knew exactly what was going to happen there. Yeah. That's a smart goal.
Yeah.
Homework was done.
It was.
3-0, though. That's a whacking away from home, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously.
No, very good result. Marseille's not an easy place to go to. And we've seen, historically, this tournament this year, in this Champions League, how Marseille's, they've been decent. But Liverpool got themselves back on track. They're in 4th now. They are on the brink. They need a draw as far as we're concerned now, the way it's looking for them to get top 8. So
yeah, job done.
Good place, job done.
Job done for Newcastle too. 3-0 against PSV.
We said this.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good week for the English teams, apart from Manchester City. But 3-0 to Newcastle is about as convincing as it gets. Wissa on the score sheet, which is quite a big thing, I think. Voltemada not in the starting 11. Anthony Gordon scoring from open play too. And Harvey Barnes, all of the front 3 scoring for Newcastle. And they will be pretty confident, I think, that they will be able to qualify for the knockouts.
I mean, yeah, they got to win their last game. Their last game in the Champions League is... Okay, so...
But that's good for Chelsea because they're both in the top 8 playing one another.
Yeah.
So that's very good news for us.
And PSG are literally neck and neck with Newcastle and all. So that's going to be... Out. One of them will. Unless if everything goes their way for both and they draw and they both make it somehow. But Newcastle, disciplined, good performance overall. We expected this. In the Champions League, they seem to really come out their shell and give, properly. I now expect them to struggle in the Premier League game that they're going to play, just like Tottenham, but in a different context. But Newcastle, very, very good performance. Overall, the way that it's looking now, with Newcastle in the mix too, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea are 5 of the teams in the top 8. City, what's going on?
What are you doing? It's okay. You can keep going down if you want. I don't mind. It's fine. I don't like City.
They're in 11th, so yeah.
They're stinking it up.
Yeah.
But I mean, Champions League, other than that, Karabag, I want to shout out Karabag because they left it late but beat Frankfurt 3-2. Karabag are going through.
Karabag, man.
Mate, they're not as bad as that 2-2 draw is looking better by the day, mate. It's like copium, but...
If we get into a playoff and we don't get top 8, who knows? Might be Karabag reunion.
We got to go this time. To be fair, I wanted to go to the last one, but I got the date wrong.
You did?
So I would have booked flights and I'd have ended up like arriving 3 weeks late. I did that once actually for an Ajax Panathinaikos friendly.
Oh my
I
God.
turned up on the wrong day. I got there was no one there, and it was actually the day before, and it was 1-1, I think. Pre-season
The day
friendly.
before?
Yeah.
So the game had happened, you had no
Mate,
idea?
No idea.
Mate.
I mean, I was in Amsterdam, right? So I was probably, away with the fairy somehow. Is what it is. But shout out also to Juventus beating Benfica 2-0. Barcelona 4-2 in Prague. Decent result for them. Lovely trip that would have been. Bayern 2-0 with 10 men. Athletic Club beat Atalanta 3-2.
They came back from behind, yeah.
Didn't expect that one, but it's all to play for next week
Real
in the
Madrid,
Champions League. 6-1.
Destroying, yeah.
Mate, Xabi Alonso was the problem. Inexperienced managers, mate, coming in. We've talked about this already.
Yeah. No, but I mean, now who's in charge? Arbeloa? Or like, who's in charge now?
Yeah. Mate, football's weird. I
Football's
find it
bizarre.
odd. The sport is weird.
Game's gone.
The game is gone.
Game's gone, mate. No, listen. It's going to be interesting to see who Real Madrid turn to. Considering that the options are a bit scarce, and we know that it's not going to be Zidane. He's going to the French national team. Yeah. Real Madrid, eyes on them for sure.
I'm going to just leave you all with a very fun fact. So it's a question for you.
Go on.
Who has the highest accurate pass percentage rate in the Champions League this season?
Garnacho.
Mark, you. See you later.